As a business owner, an expert, an entrepreneur, it has never been more important to have video in your marketing plan. That leaves the problem of actually feeling confident on camera. So what if you just don't feel confident? What if you've got all of those gremlins that creep up like most humans when it comes to creating video? If that's the case for you, you're in luck, because I will be sharing with you 5 ways that you can feel more confident on camera in this video. Jump on in. Hey, and if we've never met before, my name is Molly Mahoney, and I've taken everything that I learned as a professional performer on stage, on the screen, and I've put it into the strategies that we share with you here at The Prepared Performer so that you can turn your message into a revenue generating movement. I am so looking forward to jumping into these 5 quick tips so that you can be more confident on camera. Let's get some camera confidence going. Tip number 1 is you have to actually know who you are. Now, this may seem crazy, but it's true. Most people in business, when they're looking to create content to drive more traffic, they are focused so much on what they think other people want to see. They forget to actually look at who they actually are as a human being. So we have a super quick, easy way for you to really get in touch with that. It's a little acronym. It is the word SAVE, SAAVE, and we call this exercise the quesadilla of awesome. Now, first of all, you may be thinking, Molly, SAVE is not spelled with 2 A's. One of the things that I was uncomfortable about when I first started creating content is that I can't spell. So knowing to the depth of my soul that I'm not a very good speller, I actually took my acronyms and I started spelling them wrong on purpose so that we both could get over the fact that I'm never going to be a great speller. And then I focus on my superpowers. It's awesome. So SAAVE. And the reason that we call this the quesadilla of awesome is because everyone has something that makes them uniquely awesome, even if it's just that you make an amazing quesadilla. So let's jump right in. You're going to make a list of 20 things that make you a uniquely awesome human being. The first is your skill sets, things that you are naturally gifted at. The second is your appearance. You want to find things about your appearance that you love that make you feel more alive on camera. It's not about what somebody else thinks about you. It's about what you think about you. The thing after that is your activities. And so this is the thing that allows you to actually have conversations with other human beings without being a salesy weirdo. You want to figure out what are the things separate from your business? What are the things separate from what you're focused on building online or building in real life if you have a brick and mortar store? What are the things that you love doing? So make a list of those activities that you love. For me, it is everything from fiber arts. I love fiber arts to tap dancing. As a professional musical theater performer in my past, putting on my tap shoes makes me real happy. What are the things, the activities that make you happy? Okay, the next thing after that, V, is for your values. The more that you can bring your values into your content, into your videos, into this sense of who you are, the more you'll actually attract people that you want to be working with. And so really being solid on what your values are. If you get a comment from a troll, it's not going to matter because you know who you are and you're able to come back more quickly if you get knocked off your position confidence-wise, right? So your values. For us, we stand for joy as a fierce form of activism. Stand for joy. You'll see that hashtag in our content a lot. We also have another hashtag that I use, which is speak your kind. Because kindness is the number one most important thing in my family, in our community. And if you're not kind, we're going to nicely ask you to leave. And the third value that we really celebrate is just a little bit of hustle. We really value self-care, and we want to make sure that, yes, you're showing up, you're staying in action, and you're remembering that you are a human who actually has a life. So a little bit of hustle. The more you bring those values in, the more that you really feel those values in who you are, the more confident that you'll be before you actually start recording your videos. Okay, and the last thing is, and this may seem silly, but it's the things that you like to eat. So if you can get clear about the things that you love to eat and the things that you don't like to eat, it actually can be a great way for you to be able to feel more confident. It also can be a great way for you to be able to boost engagement. And I'm going to give you a little trick here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your personal Facebook profile and you're going to type the words Brussels sprouts, yes or no. Brussels sprouts, yes or no. For whatever reason, Brussels sprouts are super polarizing. So if you type this, you're going to see people that are going to comment, oh my gosh, I love them. And then people are going to comment, what the heck are you doing? I hate them. People go crazy for it. It works like a charm. And so if you can find polarizing foods like that you either love or you hate, put it on this list. It's going to help you to be able to know more of who you are. And then you can weave this stuff into your content as well so that you can start more conversations with real human beings. Now that you've got this whole list of the things that make you uniquely awesome, you have 20 things on this list. You're covering all 5 of these categories. You're going to take your fingers just like this. And you're going to think of that list and you're going to tap on your chest and allow yourself to get into the bubbly sense of who you are. Now, you may not have the same energy that I have, which is a little over the top. Whatever that energy is, that's you, that's what people want to see on camera. And the more that you can tap into that real sense of who you are, I promise you, the more confident you will be when you start to show up. Okay, tip number 2 is once you figure out who you are, you have to know who your ideal client is. The opposite problem that I see is that people will sometimes focus so much on who they are and the things that make them cool and fancy that they forget the fact that we're creating this content for someone else. So the easiest way that I see to do this is actually just to make a list of the real human beings. Don't worry about creating a fancy avatar. Think of the real human. And I like to start with 3 people. That way it gives you like a little varied demographic. So if you pick those 3 people and then do what's called an empathy map for those 3 people, look at what do they see in their life every day? Write it down. What do they hear every life in their day? Write it down. What do they feel? What are their dreams? What are their desires? And I love to do this both with their personal attributes and also with their professional attributes. When it comes to what they look like, who their relationships are, that type of thing, that's more on their personal attributes. And then when it comes to their professional attributes, what's their job? Are they working from home? Are they working at an office? What are the different things about their professional attributes as well? You get this whole entire empathy map together and man, things start to get really juicy once you really focus on that ideal client. And it pulls you out of your own head so that when you're showing up on camera, you're not thinking about you, you're really thinking about them. And that brings me to tip number 3, which is you want to have a one-on-one conversation in your videos. So if you're starting to do your videos and you've got all these little gremlins creeping up, the thing that you want to do is you want to look straight into the middle of the camera, feels weird, and you want to picture that one human being on the other side of the camera. So this is something from my work as a professional actor. I can talk, a professional actor. And what it's called is a moment before. So right before you start your videos, you're looking into the soul of the camera and you're going to imagine that other person on the other side. Imagine that they're asking you a question. So before you start your video, you think, like for this video, for example, I would hear someone say, hey, I just really don't feel confident on camera. What do I do if I don't feel confident on camera? I'm going to then open my heart empathetically, and I'm going to connect with them. And I'm going to say, oh, I get it. If you're aware that you need to do videos, but you feel like, oh, it's just so painful, I have a solution for you today. Right? So I'm going to start as if I'm talking to that person before I actually do my video. We call this a Mr. Rogers style conversation. He didn't say, hey, everybody in TV land, like a lot of people do on YouTube or on Facebook. Hey, you guys, right? No, you want to have that one-on-one conversation with somebody else. And when you do that, it's going to make you feel more confident. Okay. Tip number 4 is do a vocal warm up. You are speaking on camera. Your voice is really like a coloring box. A lot of people get on camera and their voice cracks, or they don't really like the sound that they're hearing from their voice. And what I love to remind people is just because you've been speaking since you were 2 years old, maybe a year and a half, maybe 3 or 4, that doesn't mean that you're a professional speaker. It doesn't mean that you actually know how to effectively use your voice. And so if you have these gremlins creeping up while you are on camera speaking, it's going to cause you to dim your light. If instead you can actually treat your voice like the instrument, like the tool that it is that you're going to be using in these videos, and do a full vocal warm up, man, that is going to be a huge shift for you, because you're actually giving yourself the best opportunity to show up and use your voice effectively. And I promise, the more comfortable you get with the instrument that is your voice, with this coloring box, vocal tactics, really, the more comfortable you get with that, the more comfortable you'll get when you're on camera speaking and listening back to your own voice. I promise you. So a vocal warm up. If you want more information about that, make sure you look in the description, because I've got more information. Tip number 5, when it comes to feeling more confident on camera, is to remember why the heck you're doing this. Sometimes I find that we end up getting ourselves wrapped up into this kind of ego thing about our videos. But if you really know why you are doing this, if you know why you're building your business, if you know why you're looking to spread your message with others, if you know why you're looking to turn your message into a movement, you can let that other stuff go. Push through the fear, the judgment, and all of that, because you know that you have something important, that there's a reason, a mission behind this. And recognize that as you are committing to that mission, as you are committing to your purpose, guess what? You're actually becoming a more powerful, amazing version of you. So this is one of the reasons that I love doing videos so much, and that I love creating content for you so much, is that I know when you push through and start showing up on camera, when you push through and start sharing your true, authentic self, when you push through and start sharing your message with the world, your story with the world, you become a better version, a more authentic, a more real, a more genuine version of you. And when we can do that, we start to recognize that version of other people as well. We start to open up our empathy. We start to open up our ability to really have more powerful conversations, because we're doing the inner work and we can recognize the real, true human in others. It's so good. So for me, that's what it is. I would love to know what it is for you. So you can let me know in the comments, because that would be really fun. And the more that you can bring yourself back to that message, the easier it is for you to show up, to have more confidence, to have more fun, and really start bringing your true, unique self into the camera, so that you can turn your message into a revenue generating movement. All right, these are your 5 ways to feel more confident on camera, to get some camera confidence going and show up with video literally everywhere, so that you can connect with that ideal client and get them to throw credit cards at your face. My name is Mahoney. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.